Okay, no way to lift that out of the box, even with two of us, so I just broke the side of the boxes down, try to get this out. And I'm going to line up these holes and put a little pin in there to hold the wheels on. Just rock it back and forth. Yeah, see? Box it in there. Take a look at the manual. You get the parts that are included, serial numbers right here. You get the long bolts that fit here and here. You get the short bolts that fit here. You get the even smaller bolts and that fit here, and they fit here in the top. Nut goes on the bottom, bolt head on the top. Nuts on the inside here also. You got the little clip for the wheels down here, and you got the clip for the riser bar. And that's all you have to do, is attach those to get it installed. And it's pretty straightforward. The bottle of oil I got, put the whole thing in. This tire also is measuring, it says max load 180 kilograms at 225 kPa cold. That's about 32 psi. I don't know if I put the wheels on the opposite side. No, they still point out, so it doesn't say psi on there. FYI. Get the shifter on the right side, and this bottom of this handlebar is going to attach up in here. I presume that the wires just hang out front. There's a real soft wire over here. The on-off button feels like an air tube, so be careful with the bend. Doesn't say anything about wrapping these under and around, so we're going to attach it right here. As you look at the papers, the cables do come right along the outside here and along the inside of this, but not inside of this hole. For the next step, we have longer A bolts, B bolts, and F bolts, shorter, along with two types of washers and nuts. So we're going to attach the A bolt, so presumably two A bolts and one B bolt into here, no washer. The handle, this big metal blade brace, I suppose that is. A nut and washer on the top. That just attaches it, and the two lower bolts are going to attach it into the frame. Two lower A bolts. So B bolts on the top, I can put those on first. Okay, I inserted the two long bolts. A bolt, that blade, jobber, some kind of brace, the handle, a washer, and a nylon nut lock on both sides. Getting ready to start it for the first time. Here's the air filter. I always got to keep that clean. This back end snaps, goes underneath that little loop and snaps in. Now let's check the oil. Here's the oil. Brand new, it's empty. So we're going to fill up some oil. They supplied with it. It comes with grease. Well, I guess it doesn't screw, it just pushes on there. And of course the fuel tank. Some close-ups. Here's the on-off switch, on, off. Here's the gas engage. turn that off and pull this back, and that turns it into reverse. Tines will still be moving. I added this little bungee cord, and I'm moving it in and out of the garage to hold up that plate so it doesn't drag. And I put another tie wrap on here to hold this cord in. There were already two down here. I put it together. This is an adjustment panel, whatever I thought it was. Put this in here. It'll go. The handle will go up higher. I tried it on the middle. I put it back down to low. Get the two bigger bolts here that have to go in. They're nylon nuts and washers, and then the shorter bolt right here. And I showed you, it's got the little clip on the wheel, grease checker. And this assembly, basically you just screw this handle onto this nut and then lift this thing up and insert the pin. You can make it a little higher. It can go down one more, but that keeps the tines off the ground, so it's leaning on the little metal bar there. And got some nice reminders up front. There's no oil in there. Make sure you put it in. Some little kind of oil, I'm not sure. And 5-year warranty. On the engine, according to the manual, I have the one on the right, bottom 31776. It's got the cage, the air filter cap, the gas tank, and then to the right is the oil input. So that's the engine I have. And for my engine, minimum 87 octane. This is a 31776 engine with no ethanol. If using it, make sure it has a stabilizer. And 20 ounces of SAE 10W30 oil. What's the chance I can do this without spilling everywhere? I put a cardboard underneath here. Not bad. This holds just under a gallon of gas. Well, it's just to fit underneath the two lips. Put it in and then turn it. Okay, got fuel. Okay, here's how we start the engine. I've started it a couple times, but over here there's an on-off switch. We turn it to on. Down here you have the fuel line on switch. You have the speed of the engine on the top from turtle to rabbit, and then you have the choke. So here's the choke here, and here's the speed of the engine. So it's on rabbit, turtle, and choke on, choke off, fuel line on, fuel line off. Okay, so we turn the engine on off button. We turn the gas, the throttle all the way on. We turn the choke all the way on, and we turn the gas on. So gas is on, throttle full, speed full. Turn the choke down. Put the choke down, and we're going to turn the speed down to turtle. So that's idle speed, low. That's hot, that's not. So we don't have a speed on the handlebars up here. The only thing we have on the handlebars is a go forward and a reverse. Go forward and reverse. So if you want to adjust the speed, what they say is put it over to the right on the turtle, just idling or moving around. But when you're ready to till, you need to turn it over here. Up of the controls. That's off. You turn it to on to run it. You push the choke all the way here, and then you turn it to rabbit mode. That gets it started. Once it's started, you can turn the choke off and turn it back down to turtle mode. When you want to till, you need to push this top speed to rabbit mode. Time to till the garden this morning. Got the wheels on loose. Finishing the summer garden, getting ready for fall. I got one bed ready to go. The frames aren't the most sturdy, so I can't pick that tiller up over them, so I'm going to take one edge off. I have a smaller tiller, but it just doesn't get down deep enough, so I'm hoping this will get down deep enough. Now I'm trying to figure out, if I go in this direction, then we'll stop this far from the other end. And somehow I have to do that by hand or with the small tiller. Or I take this in backwards and spin it around and pull it that way in reverse. Last time I tilled them, I took all the frames off, and then all the dirt fell to the side, and I had to shovel a bunch of dirt back in, so I'm going to try to avoid it this time. See how it goes. I got to slide the wheels out to lock the pins so it'll turn. So I got a 4x4 and a 2x4. I'm going to put underneath the middle part, raise the wheels off the ground. Now they're easy to change. Line that hole up right there. Locked in place. So now the tiller will engage. Get the wheels locked. That was a snap. I'm going to undo this little bungee I have in the garage. The first try actually will be, can this thing make it up that little dirt ramp? So let's start it up. Choke on, switch on, gas on. Turn the on switch on. Digging really deep, I may have to adjust it. Okay, let's take a look at which way the tines move, forward or reverse. really nice. It's nice and soft. It's going to sink in the dirt. It's going to be the new fall garden #1. Let's free those wheels up so we can push it across the lawn. Have it all flattened down, ready for planting. 1 down, 3 to go. Pleased. I think if I come up a row, go over, come down, when I come back up that middle row, if it's narrower than those wheels, it'll be just fine with practice. But at the end I was getting it pretty well. Keep it from tipping. It does what I wanted it to do. I've used this a couple times, and when I want to change the wheel pins, I have 2 4x4 blocks. I put it tilted back, and then lift up, tilt it back, and put the blocks underneath there to get these wheels up. I try to improvise something a little better, because maybe some kind of little tripod car jack or something to keep it up. But only have to do it twice, when I start and when I finish each time. And then wherever I'm going, like over to a tilling bed, I have to just let it go on its own speed to get to where it's going, which is fine, it's just slower. Okay, just did another tilling and got a bunch of grass around, weeds around there, so I think that bolt right there and that nut I have to take off, and the tine should slide to the right, so it's kind of hard to get the pliers to pull all that, so let's see what happens. Okay. The bolt, nut, lock washer off. I'll pull out. There we go. Get all that stuff off.
Huh? I just started it.
And of course I had the tines on backwards. Put double tines on the inside. Probably better. Okay, there's the hole. It's got to match up here.